The order by the Chief Election Commissioner, Mr Seshan, rescheduling the assembly elections in Bihar to the 11th, 15th and 19th of March caught most political parties off guard. This followed Mr Seshan's visit to Patna last week, where he sounded out the election observers on the ground realities in Bihar. Mr Seshan now asserts that the law and order situation in Bihar is not conducive to holding free and fair polls in the state.
The overall law and order situation in Bihar was not consistent with the holding of a free and fair poll, and it needed, one of the most important things needed was to move in more security forces.
The pre-poll violence in Bihar had been causing concern about the conduct of polls there. The state is known for violence in the run-up to the elections. The recent reports affirm that the fresh polling plan would facilitate deployment of security forces from other poll-bound states to Bihar. Units after units of the police have already started gathering in Patna for deployment all over Bihar, and they have been entrusted with the task of checking coercion and violence during the elections. The rescheduled polling process means that the final phase of the poll and counting of the votes would outlast the term of the outgoing Bihar Assembly, which expires on the 15th of March. But the jurists are not unanimous over the point whether an Assembly's term and a Chief Minister's tenure expire concurrently or not.
No possibility of there being a constitutional crisis. All that's happened is that the elections have been postponed and staggered, and the process starts on the 11th, continues on the 15th and the 19th, and counting takes place on the 21st. And the life of the assembly gets over on the 15th of March, so what constitutional crisis can there be?
However, the state's ruling Janata Dal party strongly reacted to this postponement and even moved the Supreme Court, challenging the rescheduling of the polls. But the apex court dismissed the party's plea this Thursday. However, the outgoing Bihar Chief Minister and senior Janata Dal leader, Mr Lalu Prasad Yadav, strongly opposed Mr Seshan's action.
Poll date has been scheduled by the Election Commission on the advice of the pre-planned, deep-rooted conspiracy.
But most other political parties have welcomed the move.
चुनाव आयोग ने तिथियों में परिवर्तन किया है, चुनाव का कोई स्थगन नहीं किया है, तिथि में परिवर्तन किया है, 5-7 दिन डेट्स बढ़ा दिए हैं, और उसके पीछे कारण यही है कि इस बीच में दूसरे राज्यों में चुनाव होंगे तो उससे पुलिस बल पर्याप्त संख्या में उन्हें मिल जाएंगे, तो चुनाव आयोग के इस कदम का मैं स्वागत करता हूं।
अगर इलेक्शन कमीशन ये बात को महसूस करता है कि फ्री और फेयर इलेक्शन कराने के लिए ये सब चीज़ें ज़रूरी हैं, तो मुझे कुछ नहीं करना उसमें। हम तो चुनाव के लिए तैयार हैं, कांग्रेस इज ऑलवेज रेडी फॉर इलेक्शन।
BJP welcomes this step because it has been taken to ensure a free and fair poll and to enforce greater number of security forces and have some better control.
And the rescheduling has brought up other questions as well. The counting of votes in other states is due on the 11th of this month. Mr Seshan had earlier fixed this date to ensure that the party position in one state's results did not influence voting trends in other states. So the observers ask whether this contradicts his own position now.
If I postpone the counting in Maharashtra or Gujarat in order to finish the Bihar polling, the same constitutional question will arise in those states also. So it's a choice of the lesser of the evil.
And analysts maintain that we have not heard the last of this. On the 9th of March, Mr Seshan is revisiting Patna. Will he postpone the polls again?
If the heavens fall, what will happen? We will all get collectively crushed. Supposing there is an outbreak of plague tomorrow, will the elections go on? Supposing there is a tremendous flood, God forbid in some part where elections are mentioned, there is a massive earthquake, will the elections go on? There are circumstances under which the elections may have to be postponed.
The rescheduling brought mixed reactions on the streets of Patna.
ये बहुत उचित कदम है, पहली बार ऐसा निष्पक्ष प्रयास चुनाव आयोग की तरफ से हुआ है, इसका हम लोग स्वागत करते हैं।
ये जो सेशन साहब का जो डेट एक्सटेंड किए हैं इलेक्शन का, ये बहुत ही गलत किए हैं, ये नहीं होना चाहिए।
But most people said that it would ensure free and fair polling in Bihar, which has been notorious for the use of gun, muscle power and booth capturing in the past. They only expressed the national consensus that distortions and impediments in the smooth conduct of the elections scuttle democracy. And if polls traverse beyond the shadows of violence, it would indeed be the victory of democracy and the people.